famous moo. Welcome back to another episode of the Healthy with Heartland podcast. I am your host, Justin, joined today with your favorite creative directors, Simon and Shannon, and special guest appearance from your favorite senior health and wellness consultant, Zach Hirsch.
What's going on, guys? Glad to be back.
Oh, yeah.
We have a fun topic today. We're going to highlight you, the Heartland family. We're going to go through a bunch of food photos, talk about products that you all love, and all kinds of fun stuff, how to cook them, what they are, in case you're wondering. And before we get into that, let's get to some announcements.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Heartland family. A little bit different of a look today, but we're still coming at you 9:30 a.m. Make sure if you're not, follow us on Facebook. Check us out on our YouTube channel. We post all the podcast recaps as well as our Instagram. Definitely check that out for amazing food photos. Don't go there hungry. If you're not already a member of the Foodie Group, make sure that you do so. Invite yourself so that you can be a part of all things Heartland Foods. We're going to talk a lot about that today. We also have an amazing reorder special. We're going to do some cobia for you actually this month. So you can get that with your order, 4 fillets to try for free. We have a Pitmaster giveaway going on. So if you are cooking at home, please post a picture or a recipe that is your favorite for the spring or summertime. We'd love to get you in there for a chance to win. If you're interested in a pop-up or a virtual event, make sure to check us out on the Kat and Lindsay page. We'd love to get you hooked up with that before we get all booked up. And with that, let's get into the podcast.
Let's do it.
It's going to be fun.
Yep.
All right, so I think we have a bunch of awesome food photos. Justin is going to take us through those. So let's go ahead and highlight a few of them.
All right. But before we actually get started, I have a huge question. So the Foodies group, it's blowing up. It's got how many members in it now?
Over 1,200.
1,200 members. So it's blowing up. A lot of people are joining. We have Heartland customers in there. We have friends. We have family. I mean, it's awesome, right? Like Shannon said, don't go there hungry, right? And one of the things you see consistently is you guys in there, commenting, posting, interacting with everybody. Right. And so I think the hugest and the biggest question out there is like, what's cooking to you guys? Like, do you enjoy it? Like, that's the first thing that we'd like to know. Who'd like to go first?
You want to fire that one away?
I mean, for me, it's, food gets redundant, right? It gets boring. It's repetitive. There's only so many things that you can cook. And, with our product list, it never gets boring. There's so many things, but it's also being creative. So there's so many great ideas, just having that community where we can kind of collaborate. So that's the biggest thing for me. It's just, expanding my horizons. I'm kind of the creature of habit. I meal prep. I eat the same things all day, every week, in and out, and it helps get creative.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I kind of follow up with that. First, I got to give a shout out to everybody in the group because it's been amazing. I mean,
yes.
Justin and I, we've been going back and forth about did we want to start a group, for really the Heartland family for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And finally, we said, yep, let's rock and roll with it. And it's been fantastic. Just seeing all these, all the amazing dishes, how everyone's using the Heartland products. Mm-hmm. It's kind of made me want to step up my game a little bit. I'm like, man, I didn't know y'all cook like this.
I know, right? It's super impressive.
But no, I think for me, it's really more the creative aspect, right? Like, being able to, number one, open my freezer and say, hey, look, I got an awesome grocery store here. Like, what can I do with this? And being able to use all the different products that we offer, the crazy cuts. Everyone knows that I'm the custom cut man and always getting, different cuts, short ribs, chicken cut in different ways. But for me, it's again, the creative aspect and it's keeping it fresh,
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
I will also, one more point.
Yeah.
I love seeing the deliveries and people posting about our delivery team.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's one thing I think, everybody that has those experiences behind the scenes, everybody loves our delivery team.
Oh, yeah.
So big shout out for them.
Absolutely.
Yep, definitely.
That's awesome. What about you, Shannon? Like, cooking inspiration, what's your deal?
I mean, they took the words pretty much right out of my mouth. I like to try new things, and I don't like having to search around, the house for different things. I'd like to keep things pretty simple. We do a lot of meal prep, so to be able to just open up the packs of chicken thighs, put them on a pan, salt and pepper. I cook 16 at a time, so it gets me through the week. And yeah, the convenience aspect is super awesome. Having the 10-minute defrost, having the individual packaging, and then having the convenience of being able to choose what I want to cook that night, whether it be beef, poultry, pork, seafood.
Nice.
On demand.
That's right.
Definitely.
So true. The other thing is, when you look at these pictures, you think people are classically trained, right? None of you guys,
we got some chefs in the house.
Right.
You guys aren't classically trained. This is just a passion of yours, right?
Yeah, I mean,
no classical training here. My brother's the chef in the family, so it's
Yeah, I'm certainly not a chef. I mean, all of my passion is around the health and the sourcing and the ethical responsibility about, just the whole supply chain. And yeah, I'm not very gourmet, so it's great to see all the customers that are.
Right.
But the cool thing about, when you have a lot better quality food, right, it's going to elevate your cooking game no matter what, just because the food in of itself is a better quality starting with. So hey, for anyone out there, Heartland Foods is going to make you a better chef.
That's right.
Yes, it's true. It's really hard to mess it up when it's just a good quality product, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's like worth mentioning because, there's people out there that are like, oh, they're afraid. Cooking is like
it's hard. It's scary. I mean, if you don't,
if you think about
if you don't have an idea or you don't, what I mean, coming up with the recipe too, I think that's kind of, that can take a lot of time, effort, and energy. And then having that foodie group with like ideas right there for you. They're posting the recipes in the comment section. Doesn't get much easier than that.
Right.
So.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll hop into, these first couple of ones and you guys can kind of give us your techniques and, I think it's super interesting and I think it's awesome that, we have this group and that you guys are a huge part of it because, if they don't know you personally, like, some of the friends and the families that are in there, like they're going to be able to see some of these things that you guys are posting now and the passion and, like all that's behind it.
Definitely.
So I think that's pretty awesome. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump right in the first one.
Yep.
Bedrock.
Let's do it.
All right. So do we have beef stew up on the screen?
We do.
Yeah. So the thing I want to highlight here, first of all, Elle is A1 fire. Let's give a shout out for Elle.
Absolutely.
I couldn't even pick one photo because she had so many.
There's definitely lots of inspiration that I'm getting from Elle's cooking post here.
Definitely.
Yes. So the thing we want to highlight with stew tenders, okay? If you're one of those people like me who loves a pot roast, loves a chuck roast, but isn't really a fan of all the intramuscular fat that comes with that because the chuck is one of the most marbled parts of the animal. Stew tenders are pre-cut, trimmed. You can have all the same meals, none of the fat, just the edible portion. So I really like using those in those situations.
Yep.
Definitely. On to the next photo.
Let's do the next one.
All right. This one makes my mouth water.
Yes, that was a great post right there.
Yep. Scallops. They come in couple different ways. We got the 10 to 20s, 20 to 30s. So if you like the smaller ones or the jumbos, you can get it done. And Aaron did a phenomenal job getting that perfect crust without overcooking.
Oh, yeah.
And with the cobia, too. I mean, the cobia, number one, it's the reorder special this month. But two, I mean, everyone in the group has been talking about it. It's, I think, the most popular new item that we've brought in a while.
For sure.
And it's such a great fish, especially for people who aren't really big fish people, or you don't want a fishy fish. It is super mild, super buttery tasting. And then, hey, just the combination there, I'm going to be cooking that
Scallops
one.
and cobia, yum.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Yeah,
Cobia
I
is
keep
so
telling
delicious.
everybody, I mean, I really don't eat fish. Can't stand it. This is the only one I can tolerate. So
Yeah,
it's
I
kind
like
of a big
it's
statement.
totally taken over salmon for us. Like we used to
Oh,
eat
yeah.
we're eating it at least 3 times a week.
Right.
With
At least.
cobia.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And it's better for you than salmon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally has more omega-3 density.
Yeah.
And it doesn't require a lot of seasoning. I mean, you literally just maybe a little lemon, salt, and pepper, and
Right.
it's like, it's good to go.
And I think while we're talking about fish, I think fish is one that people overthink a lot, right? Fish is actually one of the easier proteins to cook because it doesn't need a lot of time. The cobia, I've been cooking it in the air fryer. I mean, I will sometimes just sear it off real quick, air fryer, maybe like 6 minutes, good to go.
Yeah.
But just fish in general, I mean, whether you're baking it, broiling it, steaming it, like it's pretty easy. A little salt and pepper, 5 to 7 minutes, depending on thickness.
Right.
You're good. Don't overthink it.
That's right. You have the tips here. Like I said, not a chef, but you have it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't do that.
It's great stuff.
You know what I mean? But I like to try.
Yeah.
When I see you guys, like, I like to, like, replicate kind of what you guys are doing and what people are doing on there. And she does as well. Much better than I do. But, I'm on a grill outside, the flat top. I can kind of, fake hibachi kind of
Right,
do
right.
that. You know what I
There
mean?
you
But
go.
that's awesome.
All right, next one.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness, Elle.
Oh,
Baby back ribs. And if I remember correctly, in this post, I believe she smoked them upside down.
Yeah.
Is that the technique? You might know a little more about this than I do.
I mean, typically, so a lot of people know like the 3-2-1 method when you're cooking ribs, 3 hours uncovered, wrap it up. Typically, when I'll wrap it up, I'll then cook it meat side down, and then finish it off. 2 hours wrapped up, take it off, and then most people are doing an hour uncovered again. You kind of get that little crust on it.
Yeah, that's the best part.
My mouth is watering.
I know.
Yes.
And again, it doesn't need much, right? It just salt and pepper is like the typical seasoning, right? I mean, you can go into, people do mustard rubs, all different kinds of things, but it really doesn't need much.
Yeah. What kind of rub do you usually do, Zach?
I mean, I mix it up. I'm pretty much, there are a lot of great companies out there. And what you want to look for is the small batch companies that are making quality rubs, not the stuff you see in a grocery store sitting on a shelf, because you never know how long it's been there. And so there are a lot of great companies out there that are doing, quality rubs with quality ingredients. And that tastes great, and it makes it kind of, the variations, you can definitely mix it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man.
All right, next one. I'm getting hungry.
Zach himself with the party wings.
Party wings.
Party wings.
Yes.
Yum. And you guys both got the air fryer, I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I've been really interested in.
You got to have an air fryer. I mean, it's been game changing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those wings there, super easy. I mean, nothing crazy about them. I basically threw a little avocado oil on them, a little salt and pepper. I mixed those two rubs, the Cajun and the Black Dog, the belly rub there, and kind of let them sit out for about 15 minutes. And then I do them in the air fryer. What did I do? I think 250 for 10 minutes. And then I cranked it up to 400 for about another 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
good.
They look
The
awesome.
proof is in the pudding, right? You
Right.
can see it right there. Like they look, so good. I love the wings too. The party wings. I mean, you just mentioned it, but it's super convenient, right? There's
Right.
something you can season lightly, or you can, come up with some
Dress it
concoction
up.
that you just made,
Exactly.
and just throw it in the air fryer, and then you're good to go.
Well, and so many options too, because there's the party wings, but then if you wanted to do drums, right, like drumsticks, you could do the leg quarter. You could do so many things with it.
Or just the whole wing, right? Because
Yeah.
the
Right.
party wings are cut and prepped for you, and the drums and the flats separate, like kind of like how you get them at a restaurant when you order buffalo wings, so you can do them that way, or you can get the whole wing attached. Yeah, I mean every part of the chicken cut, any direction.
Wow, yeah, see, that's super convenient.
James Collins says he just got his party wings delivered today.
Nice.
Oh wow, nice. So we'll be looking out for those food photos on the Foodie Group then,
There you
James. All right, next one.
Ooh, I'm gonna zoom in here.
Oh yeah, so this is what you were talking about with the awesome delivery team.
That's right.
We got Sean himself here.
Sean.
There you go. Look at that freezer. Amazingly organized.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I mean, if you've ever had a chest freezer, you know how annoying it is to dig. Things get lost in the bottom of that thing.
Oh my goodness.
It's literally, if you're any bit of OCD at all, like I am, it's just so nice to have that organization. I mean, everything is categorized by shelf. The packaging's perfectly designed to stack in the upright units. You can see all the labels. It's just the way it should be.
That's right.
It's so convenient too.
And we talk about, like the cooking art. There's an art to stacking in these freezers. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain way that they put them together and that they kind of like stack everything in there. And then
yeah.
it's, you know what I mean? Like it's easily accessible.
Yep.
So
Right.
the art.
You want to know where things are when you want them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we just try to make every part of the experience as, seamless as possible.
Ooh. Drop the bomb.
Yep. So this one, Rachel, I don't know what you have in this meatloaf, but it looks amazing.
Oh my gosh. And meatloaf, I love meatloaf.
Right.
And you can do so many things with it. Again, I think there was a
Right.
picture that Elle had posted, like, this was at the beginning of the group, and she had showed, like, the, I think one of them was, like, a ground sausage, and then she had the ground veal and the ground pork
Yep.
and the ground beef. And so you could use a mixture of all of those, whether you're doing, burgers or a meatloaf or whatever it might be.
And I don't know if they caught the recent social media posts, but quality grinds, right? That's what
Right.
it starts with.
Oh, yeah.
The quality grinds. You can have beef, pork, veal, whatever you're adding in there, but it's got to be quality stuff.
Exactly.
Right?
And one of the cool things too, like Elle was doing there, what I do a lot, especially like chilies, things like that, just mixing up the different grinds. You've got maybe some Marco's sausage, maybe mixed with some ground lamb. I love using ground lamb in different things. Kind of gives it that little hint of gaminess that I like.
Yeah.
Kind of the depth of flavor there.
Pungent.
Right.
Not for me.
To each their own.
Right?
Also want to shout out in this picture that beautiful Carico chef knife,
Oh, yeah.
the
looking
carving
good.
tool there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't really use the carving or the what do you call it?
Pitchfork?
Yeah, pitchfork.
Yeah, the fork.
Yeah.
Gotta start using that.
It's good stuff.
All right, the famous ribeye.
Nice. Yeah, nothing better than steak and eggs, right? That's
Yeah.
that's a brunch for the win.
Classic.
Especially with that Creekstone beef,
Right?
Oh wow.
Yep.
And there are good places that the eggs matter too, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think you had a really awesome post about it, Zach. Or maybe it was on Facebook. It was in a Facebook story just about like the difference between eggs and like being able to decipher all the different kinds in the wall of eggs at the market. I mean, that's awesome.
No, I found a great, I think that was on TikTok, actually. Yeah. I found a great, and I totally can't think of the name right now, but they basically go through just talking about different clean eating types, food, where it's coming from. And it was a great one about eggs and just kind of the different types that you'll see in the store and what to gravitate towards and what to stay away from. You see that 89 cents for a dozen. Like I'd put that aside there.
Oh
wow. When you posted that TikTok, I almost cried because it's just there's so few people who actually know.
Right.
And there was someone else out in the world that was literally telling me everything that I'm telling everyone. And it was just so refreshing because it's so true. Cage free, free range, like these labels, it's marketing, guys. It doesn't mean anything.
Yep. So true.
That's why we try to pass the value along, right? Like this is the whole point of the podcast is that we get to share stuff like this with you guys every week, every day. And that's what we love to do. All right. Show this next food photo.
Swordfish.
Ooh, swordfish. I have not tried the swordfish, but what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Gotta be honest. I don't think I've ever had the swordfish myself either.
I mean, it looks really good, Christina. It looks
especially
amazing.
with capers. Love capers.
Yeah.
I just want to highlight the grill marks on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it definitely looks good.
That's talent.
That's a pro.
Because I'm switching it every which way, and you know what I mean. Like,
but that's the thing. It's hot grill, and then just leave it alone, right? Get the grill screaming hot, throw it on there, don't touch it, right?
Yeah.
And that's when then if you want the hatch marks, turn it 45 degrees. But yeah, the whole thing is it's a hot grill.
That's right.
Just like a hot pan, right? All that stuff's super important.
Delicious. All right, that means I'm gonna have to order some swordfish. Give it a shot. Oh, this one's mine.
Oh, nice. And there's Major.
And the Major.
Yeah, he's taking a nap over there somewhere.
He's a good boy, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's an old man now. But yeah, so smoker stuff. Oh man, we could spend the whole day on smoking meats.
That's right.
I mean, that's the electric smoker, the quick, easy. I guess you would say your entry level smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, from Traeger's to Green Eggs to Komodo Joe's, there's so many ways to smoke some meat.
Yeah. And then it looks like you had the brisket and the pork belly there. I mean,
you got a little bit of everything on that one there.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it. You might as well.
He didn't invite me over for this one.
Yeah, briskets are by far the hardest thing to cook. I'm just gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's I've ruined a lot of them getting to a good method, and then swallowed my pride, started reading and learning instead of trying to do it myself.
Right.
But the method that's worked well for me, 225 the whole way. When it hits the stall around 150 degrees, pull the brisket off, wrap it, and tin foil, throw it back in the smoker until you get that internal temp of about 205 to 210. Mm-hmm. And the real key is when you pull the brisket off, put it in a cooler, like wrap it in a towel, throw it in a cooler, 2 hours.
Don't touch it.
really?
Don't touch it. Yep. Briskets, pork shoulders. I mean, it makes such a difference. It's kind of like how how you should rest your steaks for 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes after you pull them off.
Yeah.
Briskets, pork shoulders, the larger cuts, like Justin said, wrap it up in foil, in a blanket, throw it in a cooler. Don't touch it for at least an hour, preferably 2 hours. Because it makes such a difference because all those juices are coming to the center, right? And then all they're going to do is distribute back out through the whole piece of meat there.
And Justin, talk to me about the process. So when did you start doing it? Like, was it in the morning that you started smoking it, or was it like, how did that work?
So a pork shoulder, I can do overnight because it's just like one process, right?
Mm-hmm.
And an electric smoker self-regulates the temperature. So it's basically a crock pot.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a smoking crock pot. And you're taking, I take the pork shoulders to like 190, 200, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot easier because it's just when the internal temp's there, that's when you pull it.
Right. Yeah.
Now, brisket's totally different. I mean, you got to spritz it the whole time with some ACV, apple juice, water combo, and, keep it, super, super moist the whole time.
Right.
So.
Yeah, definitely for people who are just getting into smoking meats, if you're looking in terms of ease, pork shoulders definitely probably one of the easiest because as Justin said, it's put it in there, set it and forget it. If you want to spray it, cool. Some people will wrap them, depending on what the bark looks like. And I think that really more so depends on the type of smoker that you're using. But you can literally put those on. I'll put some on at midnight, go to bed, wake up at 7, 8 a.m., spray it a little bit, and then pull it at noon, 1 o'clock, and you've had a 12, 14-hour cook, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said
brisket, I'm going to start early, 6,
yeah.
7 in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Delicate.
It's a process. Yeah.
Wow. Labor intensive.
And
process.
so, Zach, you mentioned bark, right? So people that don't know, what is bark?
So the bark is going to be kind of the crust that develops on the outside, right? When you're smoking the meats, from a combination of the rubs, from the smoke, and just how it's cooking there. And so like when you get that nice piece of barbecue that has that that crust on the outside where you bite in, a little crunchy, crispy, like that's the perfect bite for me.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think too with the brisket they call it like the burnt ends. Is that what, I mean, I guess the whole thing has a bark, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the end point is called like the burnt ends.
Right.
Well, and
Cut
from
it into cubes.
Yeah.
from the point, that's where you would cut off the burnt ends from.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good stuff.
Man, we should have planned for this. We should have cooked
Right.
something.
Yes. Oh, there's always next time.
Yeah, we will need to. Back again. Some good looking stuff. We got a New York strip.
Creekstone steaks. Can't beat them.
Nope.
Best Angus in the business.
Yeah, I think there's a picture of a fillet that you had in here, Justin, and you can see the marbling. It's like an up close photo. It's really good looking steak.
Yeah, that one's coming up. Let's see. Is that the next one? Not the next one.
Oh, this is a good one too.
Yeah, so this is a great idea. So shout out to you, Brittany. I'm definitely going to try this one.
That's a beautiful picture.
Yeah, so I guess
That's amazing.
you just kind of chop up shrimp, right? And then turn it into a burger.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Right.
It sounds good.
That's that creativity that everybody was, you guys were kind of alluding to is, with these kind of things in your freezer, you have the ability to do whatever you want with it. You can chop up shrimp and turn it into a burger and then create a beautiful photo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the depth of field and everything behind it.
I know,
It's like,
dinner and a view.
yeah, look at that. Yeah, they just moved out to Marshall, and I'm so jealous of that property. So
wow.
beautiful.
yeah.
Gorgeous.
Awesome.
I just want to say hi to Lori Martin Johnson. She says hello from Southern Maryland.
Thanks for joining.
Rochan Johnson.
Hi.
He says hi. Shelby Erickson. She also says hi.
What's going on?
Of course, Jerry's watching.
Hey,
Hello,
Jerry.
Jerry.
What's up?
What's going on?
So on to Heather.
Oh, this is a good
How you doing,
one.
Heather? Yeah, so making a chicken sandwich at home. Something I never tried.
Yeah, and she spiced it up with using the pineapple. I thought that was a really good idea. It was almost like a pineapple salsa.
Have you guys ever had grilled pineapple?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
And it belongs on pizza. Fight me.
Yeah, those
I think that's the one that
pizza.
said Chick-fil-A, eat your heart out, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, this was good. Breakfast burger. I mean, really,
Oh, yeah.
beef in the mornings. It's just
You got
steak and eggs, breakfast burger.
Beef anytime.
That's right.
Yep, that's the Chuck Brisket short rib grind. If you have not tried this burger,
Oh
it
my
is
God.
the best burger on the planet.
It is.
It's better than the Wagyu.
Yes, it's so good. Justin, what else is on that breakfast sandwich monstrosity there?
So my wife is the egg master, right?
Okay.
So if you want it over easy, over medium, she's got it nailed perfect. So she did the eggs for me. I like them over medium, not like completely raw,
Super
but
raw.
like
Right.
a little runny.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So she
So you get a
nailed
little bit
that
of
for me.
explosion when you bite into it, but
Yeah.
it's not too much where it's like dripping off the sides
Right.
and stuff like that.
Yep. And then the Leidy's bacon. I mean, that's
Ooh.
1,800 on the product list. Hardwood smoked. One of my favorite products
Thick
for sure.
slice bacon, right?
Oh no, I go with the regular slice.
Oh, the regular
Super
slice.
regular.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I like it super
Extra
crispy.
Yeah.
Get
Nice.
that crunch. Money.
Yeah. It looks like something out of a restaurant. No lie. Like really, like that could be in a restaurant somewhere. I think that is.
Yeah, and then get what you can locally. Like the eggs in there from Shannon Teague. She's out in Purcellville. You know,
Nice.
there are local resources for a lot of the things you can't get from us. So
Exactly.
you want to do as much as you can to just remove yourself from the commercial supply chain.
That's right.
Ooh,
Ooh, this is a fancy one.
Rachel, that is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a good photo there. I have not sous vide the duck before, so that's definitely one that I've added to the list. So we'll be trying that. But again, the duck breast is one that a lot of people kind of overthink. You know, whether you're sous vide or easy, quick in a pan. You literally start cold pan. Skin side down. I always score the skin. Salt and pepper is all you need. Skin side down. Render some of that fat. Turn it over. You cook it right to that medium rare. Done. And you haven't had to do a lot to it.
Yeah.
Melt in your mouth.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
You could do a reverse sear with that too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Man, that
It's
crust
good looking
is
stuff.
perfect.
Yes.
Ooh.
So tell us your steak
Speaking
method,
of
Zach.
reverse searing.
So this was a filet redemption because, and this again, families hear me say it all the time. I rarely will order steak out in a restaurant because I'm always disappointed, right? So I was out to dinner a few weeks ago. Server was talking up the filet, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Let me try it. I'll be disappointed, but of course, comes out. I can just tell by looking at it. I'm like, oh man, and it was okay, right? But it wasn't Creekstone beef. So a week later, I grabbed two fillets out of the freezer. I had one of the 8 ounce and one of a 6 ounce. I did that reverse seared. Bring up the temperature slowly. First, I dry brined it. Dry brining is amazing. If you haven't seen my post in the Heartland Foodies group, I'll repin it up. But yeah, dry brined it, did a reverse sear, and then let it rest, and then boom, hit it again in the pan, and yeah, basted it in some butter, a little bit of herbs. Yeah. Way better than the restaurant. And that was a great restaurant I was at. I'm not going to throw the name necessarily, but it's a great restaurant. But when you look at the quality, and it's the quality that you start with, and you're only going to find Creekstone beef in your really high end restaurants. Right. And paying $70-$80 for a fillet. That's not what we want to do all the time, right? That's why I have Creekstone beef in my freezer.
There you go.
I think everyone's had that kind of experience where you go to a restaurant and you come back and you recreate it at home, and with your Heartland products, you can really turn it up. Like you can make it even better than what you had out. Whereas people shopping in your commodity grocery stores, your commodity farms, that kind of thing, are going to try that same thing and be like, why can't I do it?
Disappointed, right?
Why can't I do this? Like, why doesn't it taste the same way? And it's really...
It may not. It's probably not even your cooking skills. It's literally just the product.
Exactly.
That's a chef's best secret. It's the quality that they start with.
That's so true.
And that was probably the best filet I've ever had.
So while we're on the filet topic,
this
is something I had to take a picture of this one because this filet in particular, when I took it out, was probably the most beautiful example of perfectly distributed marbling I've ever seen in a primal. And that's one thing, even in the highest quality products, no two animals are the same, right? So you're getting a different experience every time, especially with ribeyes and New York strips. You can really notice the differentiation of, where the fat core pocket is, and is there a bigger fat cap on that animal? And that's also why there's some variation in thickness. This is what people need to understand about, when they want to order a certain ounce and a certain thickness. Every rib on every animal is going to be a little bit different in circumference, right? So an 8 ounce off of one animal is going to be a little thicker than one that's got a little bit of, rib, then it's going to be a little thinner. So it's, when you order in a specific cut and thickness, it's not always going to be, you got to go for one or the other. You either go for the ounces or the thickness, basically.
Right.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Ooh, Rachel's back again.
Oh, yeah, this was an interesting one. Greek turkey burgers with Heartland ground turkey and spinach. I thought that looked really good, and it kind of, like, I saw the one with the shrimp burger, and I was like, oh, why not turkey burger?
Yeah, it's different, too.
And Rachel, thanks for the inspiration, because I'd already had a couple pounds of ground turkey in the fridge that I was going to use, and I made something very similar. I mean, the feta cheese was fantastic. Put the spinach in there, and like you said, lots of garlic. Can't go wrong with a lot of garlic.
That's awesome.
Amen. Zach's back again.
There it
turkey
is.
burgers.
There's his version. Awesome. Very nice.
Yeah, that Stonewall Kitchen stuff's delicious.
Yeah.
Ooh, pork chops.
Oh, yeah. These are the ones we talked about that you did in the air fryer.
Yeah. I mean, look at that crust. That was just straight air fried. That's it. Yep.
That's awesome.
And I love the Lowry's marinades. I really do. The sesame ginger and the Korean barbecue, those two.
Yeah.
Use it on steak, use it on pork, use it on chicken.
Nice.
It's got good, and then basically it's got good stuff in it, like good stuff in it. The Lowry's, like it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have terrible ingredients. It's not the greatest.
Right,
you know,
right.
It's a commercial product, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta live.
You gotta live.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta have a little something.
And really, I mean, if you're not using it, every day kind of thing, and really what you're looking for in those kind of ingredients, you're gonna see your soybean oil, your canola oils, things like that. If you really are looking for the absolute cleanest out there, I would definitely look for, more your marinades, your things with, avocado oil, olive oil, trying to get away from some of those, the hydrogenated, omega-6s there. And a lot of those are going to be GMO as well.
Yeah. And there is a brand actually like Tessemae, I think it's called. They just came out recently within the past few months, and they use avocado oil as the base of their thing like that. So
Primal Kitchen as well.
Yeah.
Mark Sisson's company. I mean, they do great products. They got the avocado oil mayo.
Oh, yeah.
All their rubs are made with like avocado. Sauces are made, marinades with avocado oil. But his sesame ginger skirt steak, that's Justin's signature over here.
It's hard to beat.
Yes.
But one last thing to highlight on pork, you'll notice looking at these pork chops, the raw version here, I'm going to zoom in. Cheshire pork is a lot darker in color than commercial pork. So there is, I would say, upwards of 80% of people that I talk to don't eat pork anymore. And it's not that they don't like pork. It's just that pork has been ruined in this country, and people just stay away from it. It has no flavor.
Right.
You know, it has a reputation for being horrendous as far as humane animal handling goes. So a lot of people have an ethical issue with eating pork. And we never use gestation crates, right? That's huge. These pigs are social animals.
Yeah.
You know, we can go on all day about this stuff, but you can actually eat pork that tastes good, has a lot of juice and flavor, and it's ethically raised.
Right.
That's wonderful.
the best of both worlds. Oh, this is a good one. I think it's some hanger steak and some barbecue chicken thighs. Looks good. It's a good combo.
Two of my favorites. Two of my favorites. The hanger steak. If you haven't tried it, try the hanger steak. You know, it's definitely a cut, one that you don't find a lot in grocery stores. Two, it's a cut you can do a lot with. Whether you're just quick salt and pepper, it takes marinade really well. Quick on a grill in a pan. You know, you can't go wrong. And it's a forgiving cut as well. So if you're someone who tends to overcook their steaks a little bit, hanger steak is definitely a more forgiving cut.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and you can tell in the fibers, kind of zoom in on it.
Yeah.
All right, what do we have next? Aaron's back.
Oh, yeah. This is an interesting one. Onion bombs, I think they're called. But it looked pretty good. They stuffed the onion with, I think it's the short rib brisket.
Oh, yeah.
Ground beef and then wrap it in bacon. What's better than that?
Can't go wrong.
We'll drop the bomb for that one, Aaron. Thanks for that one.
That one
Time for a
definitely, definitely.
Yeah, and you can see right on the package, I'm just going to zoom in there, you know, that USDA inspection seal with the audit trail number, and that can be plugged right into the USDA's database, and you can trace the origin of the processing a couple miles from our warehouse.
Awesome.
Doesn't get smaller supply chain than that.
Right.
All right, what we got next? Ooh, this is a good one. Jambalaya. So they got shrimp, smoked sausage, and chicken all in the same dish.
Nice.
That's good stuff.
That's my favorite.
And
Sharon throwing it down. I like it.
That's how you do it.
Very nice.
Jambalaya. That's your Creole kind of New Orleans style. Right. Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good photo too, Sharon.
Oh, there's my boy right there.
Boom, the mage.
There's Major. Oh, and I thought this was awesome. This was one of the pre-marinated salmons, Justin. So maybe, you could tell those who have not tried it before kind of what those are like. Yeah.
So again, I don't really eat seafood. Salmon, this is kind of the only way I can eat it because these marinades, I don't know what True North does to get them so perfect, but the Jamaican jerk and the maple barbecue both completely take away the fishiness of the salmon. Any fishy flavor with fish, I just can't do it. So yeah, it makes it tolerable, and it's a way for me to, eat some salmon.
There you go. Awesome. Oh, so utilizing another kitchen tool. So I think we got the crock pot here. So we've talked about the Instapot so far. We've talked about the air fryer. We've done the smokers, the grill. So now we got the crock pot and pork shoulder. That's another good one.
Yep. Low and slow.
Yeah, another great way to cook pork shoulders is in either crock pot or pressure cooker, Instant Pot. When you don't have 12 hours to throw it on a smoker, literally it can be done in an hour in the Instant Pot.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
Time saver.
Ooh, tri-tip.
Ooh, we got Brianna. Yeah, she's doing the tri-tip. Those aren't very they're kind of hard to find, right? Like it's not a common cut that you typically find.
Well, on the East Coast, it's not common.
Right.
Okay.
Talk to all West Coast people.
Exactly.
Everyone knows what tri-tip is.
Right.
And it's always funny, when I have families from that are from the West Coast and they're like, open the product list. Oh, you got tri-tip? Yep. Because it's one that you don't find, especially on the East Coast, in a lot of grocery stores, or even butchers, because it's one muscle. So a lot of them just aren't getting it in, or it's ending up as ground product in the processing there.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how the animal is kind of cut up, right? It's about demand. That's why, the cuts like that you see everywhere, New York strips, fillets, ribeyes, they're crazy expensive because it's what's in demand. So when you go down to these other secondary cuts that aren't as popular, you're not only getting, great beef if it comes from a good source, but it's a much better value too.
Yeah.
And the problem too, part of the reason that you don't find a lot of these cuts in grocery stores is, when you have the commercial commodity beef, right, a lower quality product, they're not, your less expensive cuts are pretty much all going to ground meat because they're not going to be as flavorful. They're not going to have the texture as a better quality, properly raised product does. And that's in part why we can carry such a variety of basically any cut that comes off the animal.
Right.
Yep, it's all money. Ooh, sushi. Have any of you made sushi with our fish?
I have not. I love sushi. I would be interested to try it. Maybe this is something I need to try.
Yeah, it's good inspiration, Leslie. It's not something that I've made at home, but you are doing a fine job with this, and it looks like I've seen several posts of you doing it, so I'm sure it's going well.
Awesome.
The setup as well. I mean, just the way that the photo
It
is.
looks
like,
beautiful.
I'm sure she just does like a little dip of the tuna and then a little scoop of the rice, and then you're so good. Oh.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, and the tuna and the salmon is sashimi grade, so you can, eat that
Enjoy
raw
it
if you're
raw.
into it. Yeah.
That's right.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's the bone-in pork shoulder.
Back to the
another
pork
pork
shoulders, yep.
shoulder. Just a different method, right? So
Yep.
It looks like she's got some sort of temperature gauges in there. I've never used one of those thermometers when doing long-term cooking, so I'm not really sure. I'm not familiar with it, but I know that they can be super helpful tools, and a lot of them are Bluetooth now, so they go straight to your phone and let you know when it's done.
No, you definitely need one, whether it's, the leave-in ones, whether I'm doing something in the smoker or even just reverse searing, like when I did the fillets, I did those in the oven. Pop them in there, and you can't go wrong. You can't mess it up. If you cook to temperature, you can't screw it up.
It's awesome.
And that's one of the rubs in there, the Cosmos Q rubs. Those are fantastic. He's got a great line of products, and just such good quality.
Yep, I got to step up my rub game. Ooh, never attempted pizza like this either.
Yeah,
John
I thought
Kenny.
this was a good
Nice.
one. Yep. John and Jen.
We're
That
back to
looks
the pizza.
awesome. And Rufus Teak, we do have that. I think there's two different flavors. One's like sweet and one's spicy, and then it comes with the rub as well. So, yeah.
Honey sweet and touch-o heat.
There you go. Or you can
Cooked
make
on the Traeger.
there you go.
I'm sure that was amazing.
Yeah, it looks like good stuff. Oh.
Zach's back again.
Doing some breakfast, it looks like. Nice.
Yeah, throw it down with some farm fresh eggs, a little bit of the Cheshire bacon, and I had a piece of cobia. I was like, hey, the flat top's fired up. I might as well prep out some food, and then I cooked a bunch after that as well. So,
Nice.
I say cobia cooked anyway. It's fantastic.
Do you enjoy cooking on the flat top?
I do. It definitely. I've had that for about a year now, and it definitely kind of changes the game a little bit.
Right.
Gives you a different, and it's easy. You can cook so much on it.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Meal prepping on that thing makes
Yeah.
it so easy.
Breeze.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about a flat top that we found is just like you can lay everything pretty much out, and
Right.
it's just like
Cook and
1 2
flip.
1 2
Cook
1
and
2,
flip.
or you can do your chicken on one side, you do your ground beef on another side. You can do like you can just it's awesome.
Yeah, it's good
A
stuff.
little stir fry, you throw your onions and your peppers right there. Oh,
Straight hibachi at home.
That's right.
I love it. I haven't learned how to do the little train yet.
We
though.
need to do the tricks, right? Oh, this is a good one. Roasted rack of lamb.
That's impressive, Lori.
That looks good.
It does look amazing.
Ooh, looks
What?
like that was done in maybe in a convection oven there.
Yeah.
Cooked perfectly.
Cooked, yeah.
Looks beautiful. Well done, Lori.
And I feel like that's another item you don't find everywhere. You know what I mean? You can't just go to the grocery store,
Yeah.
capture these kind of things. Like
Yeah, and we can custom cut it all, right?
Right.
However you want it. Ooh, more party
Back
wings.
with the party
There you
wings.
go.
Just looks like a different rub.
Ooh, let's talk about these Thousand Hills products.
Oh, the sausages.
So good.
Yeah.
Beef base, straight from Minnesota. None of the garbage.
That's right. Where else do you know what farm your hot dogs and sausages come from? I mean, Yeah, you're literally buying directly from Matt Meyer in Thousand Hills, you know, and his awesome program. If you didn't see the podcast that he was on, go back and check that out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so much good information there.
Yep.
But yeah, again, where do your hot dogs come from? You know, where else would you know that?
That's one of those products too that, I mean,
Exactly.
a lot of people know what goes into hot dogs. So knowing, you know, what's in there that's important. It's important.
Yeah, probably the most important.
Yeah. Oh, and we got the chicken thighs, which it looks like you did those in the air fryer too. Oh, wow. Those look good.
Yeah, chicken thighs. You can do them several ways. You can do them bone in, skin on, boneless, skinless. Or we can custom order them and boneless, skin on.
Skin on, yep.
However you'd like them.
Yeah, literally.
Awesome.
Ooh, gator.
Oh, it's the alligator.
Oh, yes, I was interested in this.
Yes.
Tell us about the gator.
Yeah.
So I did it 2 ways. I basically rubbed about 24 hours ahead of time, rubbed it all in a Cajun rub. And then the gator bites, what I'll call them, the fried ones, it was a little bit of flour, or almond flour, panko, breadcrumbs, and a little bit of Cajun seasoning in there. And I mean, just quick, you know, in a pan, a little bit of avocado oil. You know, just don't overcook the gator. That's about it, you know, in a few minutes. And the other one, I just skewered up, kind of cooked it on the grill real quick, maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, a couple minutes either side, and they're fantastic.
Can you do gator medium rare?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to cook it. I definitely don't cook mine anywhere near, you know, 165 or anything like that. I mean, it's probably cooked to, you know, 130, 140 degrees.
Nice.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Ooh, we love these.
They are so good.
Man, they're so easy. The cooking instructions are right on the box. You just pop them in the oven from frozen. Easy.
And which are these? These are the bacon wrapped scallops and
Crab
crab
stuffed
stuffed
yeah.
shrimp.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
Short ribs. We go through a lot of short ribs around here. It's just so easy. Throw them in the Instapot with the bones. Just like done easy. And short rib just melts and falls apart.
And that's one that we can cut in different ways. I mean, if you open my freezer right now, I probably have short ribs in about 4 different cuts. Whether the English cube cut, I've got the full plate ribs. I have the Calbee style as well.
Nice.
And you can get them bone in or boneless. So definitely, you know, kind of a lot of ethnic cooking, you know, uses short ribs cut in a bunch of different ways too. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so what did you call this cut?
so that's called the Calbee cut.
That's our standard, right?
Yeah. So if you get the bone in, standard bone in, it comes that way, or they cut it down the plate so you have the 3 little bones in there, and they're kind of thinner like that.
Okay.
A little shoyu, and you're good to go.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. So many
Oyster
things you can
sauce.
do with
Oh my
those.
More gator.
Yep. I think that's the last one. That rounds us out. We have lots of
So-
good stuff.
So after seeing that, I mean, you know, we talked about cooking, we talked about food, we talked about methods. I mean, do you guys consider yourself foodies? Like, is that something you would
Definitely.
say? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, when it comes like the short rib conversation, right? Like Zach knows so much more about, you know, the different cuts and ethnic foods and all these kinds of things. So I wouldn't say I'm that extreme on the foodie side. I'm more so extreme on the sourcing side to make sure that we're keeping people safe and healthy. You know?
There you go.
Yeah. I think
Both
that-
are important.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Both are definitely important. And I think, you know, I think you are a foodie as well. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you look,
relatively
Yeah,
speaking.
you appreciate great
Good
quality
food.
food.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's
Definitely. I mean, you know, again, we're not classically trained. This is all just a passion of everybody's, right?
Right.
From the sourcing to how we're cooking it to all of that kind of stuff. So I think that, like, you know, having this Heartland Foodies group is just representative of that. Just like, it just shows, you know what I mean? Like that you guys are this is your space. You're into this. This is what you guys do.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
and it's the inspiration, you know, the inspiration that we're getting, that I'm getting, you know, from all the other posts. I'm like thinking about what to do for dinner, and boom, I see a post real quick, and I'm like, yep, there you go. Go to the freezer and grab it out. And I want to thank everyone for that, because it's been fantastic.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I know that we've all definitely got value from the group, and we hope that you guys have too. And we continue to, you know, look forward to all the posts and the recipes. And, you know, as we come out with, you know, new products and new features, we'll share all that great stuff with y'all.
Definitely.
But yeah, we definitely love seeing all the amazing food photos.
Yep.
For sure.
We all bring something different to the table.
Let's see if I can. Hey, I got the
Had to get one dad joke in there.
There we go.
Very nice. Well, yeah, I mean, we appreciate it. Thank you, Zach, for joining us on the podcast. I think that we definitely had a lot of good info for the followers and the people viewing.
We're gonna definitely have to do it again, like you
Yes.
guys said, but incorporate some sort of cooking or something going on, because I think that's pretty powerful for everyone to see as well.
Yes. Awesome. Well, I think with that, Justin, you can go ahead and send us off to next week.
Sounds good. We'll be back next week, 9:30 a.m. on Thursday. And as always, stay healthy with Heartland.